I could ask everybody to stand. Gentlemen, remove your hats for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hoorah!
Yeah, perfect timing. Yeah.
No, that was all right, guys. Welcome, everybody. We got a full house today. Freaking standing room only. I would like to take this opportunity and please help me welcome the Top Cats, who's back there in the back table. And we'll explain here a little later on why the Top Cats have joined us this evening. First order of business, as usual, we will go through the dealer news. So, we are finally have about 99.9% a final answer in regards of what we are doing. So, the chapter will be officially called the Chicago Chapter. There will not be a city affiliated underneath your rocker. It will just say Chicago Chapter. So your new chapter number will be 4314 by us having a chapter number that no longer puts us in limbo. So this puts us in a position where we can now say that yes, we are officially Chicago Chapter. They just have to do a finer dealer discussion, but Pierce has assured me this is just more of a formality. But we are considered the Chicago chapter that will be based out of Rosemont, Illinois. So that is really, really good news. The officers will be meeting with the dealership along with Pierce, all of the motor clothes, and the marketing lady, Amanda. We will be meeting with them on this next Saturday, the 17th. Basically, we will be discussing plans on what the chapter and the dealer are going to do together. This is going to be one of the things that this first summer, with us being at Rosemont, it is extremely important that the chapter turns out. They have been nice enough in order to get us under the umbrella, so we didn't have to spend $5,000 of our own chapter money in order to make sure that our chapter is under some sort of insurance and we didn't have to go through a whole new name. The bad part about it is that, you know, being that we are a Chicago chapter, I would hope that everybody would jump on board and making sure that they change their rockers. This is not a mandatory thing. If you want to keep your city limit rockers, you are more than welcome to. There is nothing in the bylaws state that you have to rip them off because we have to, you know, be under a new chapter. Myself, as a director, I am going to follow the lead and make sure that I wear a Chicago chapter. I am working with the dealership. Now that Wrigleyville will be closing here shortly, Rosemont will be getting some of that marketing money, which means that at least by the minimum, I'm trying to get the dealer to make sure that every single member has a Chicago chapter name tag. So that's what I'll be working on. The rockers will be on our own. I'm basically just going to start a new vest because I got a crap ton of patches that are sitting in a Ziploc bag that I can fill up a 2 or 3 vests. So again, I'm just asking. It's not mandatory, but I really feel like we should be, you know, sponsoring a Chicago chapter. I think the name is way more prestige than City Limits. City Limits will always be to my heart. This is, you know, I got 2 vests with the City Limits chapter. I will not be changing those vests. I will be starting a new vest in honor of Chicago chapter. So that is just something that I want to throw out there. You know, we'll probably start taking orders for the Chicago chapter once we have this meeting on the 17th with the dealership to make sure that we get the A-OK to start ordering Chicago chapter rockers. Starting the 19th, all of the Windy City stores will begin their summer scheduling. They're already going to start doing it. starting February 19th, which means that most of the stores will be open 6 days a week versus 5 days a week. So your Rosemont store will be open from Tuesday through Sunday. Jackie, if I need to slow down, don't forget to yell at me. So far, the Rosemont dealership has one salesman. I forgot his name, but for those who have been around, he's been at City Limits, he's been at Wildfire, he's been at Lakeshore, he's been at Wrigleyville. So once you see him, he's been around for, as long as I know, he's been around for 10 years. Pierce is trying to get Marty to come to Rosemont, but it's going to be unlikely because obviously Marty's doing very well at Lakeshore. However, this past Saturday, Rosemont did sell 2 bikes in one day. So that's kind of pretty cool. They have already, Rosemont has already started receiving 2024 models. They already have 4 in stock. They have 2 Street Glides, they have 1 Road Glide ST, and they have 1 Breakout. They will be, from what I was told and what Pierce thinks, is that depending on what the store location is, they'll have a certain amount of 2024s in stock, and then once those sells is when they'll bring more 2024s available. So let's just say, God forbid, that these 2024s don't sell out of the Rosemont location, they won't bring any more in until they sell those 4. So that's pretty much how the Windy City organization will be going throughout the next couple of years here. Rosemont will have 2 master techs in their main bays downstairs. They will have 1 part-time tech, which will be probably working out of the upstairs area. They will have a full-time marketer, which will be working coincide with the GM and with myself and with Mike. They are, from what I was told today through Pierce and Amanda, they are going to be consulting with the chapter a lot more because of this Rosemont activities that they have going on. So that's why it's extremely important that if Mike and I go out there and we start throwing these ideas and they start accepting the ideas, it's really important for the chapter to come out and show up for the dealership. Pierce has got the authorization to start purchasing gift cards from all the restaurants that are within the Parkway Plaza. So let's just say I want to come to Rosemont, get an oil change. All right, it's going to be about a 2-hour wait. But don't worry, here's a $15 gift card for Adobe Mexican Restaurant in case you want to go and grab some lunch. So this way, instead of just sitting there and twiddling your thumb for 2 hours, you and your significant other can go and have lunch there in the Parkway Plaza. So that's pretty much all that I have for right now for the dealer news. I'll take any Q&A at the end of the meeting because we do have a lot of things to go over today. But I kind of just want to get that out there. So again, Chicago chapter, it's pretty much legit. Congratulations on sticking with us. I am very, very appreciative of hanging on. It was, I tell Mike all the time, I'm like, you didn't have this problem. So again, the officers are working extremely hard to make sure that we stay together. Again, that was my primary goal from the get-go. We wanted to stay together at City Limits. Fortunately, I lost half of that battle, but we're still staying together, which to me is far more important. I would ride under any name with you crew. So let's just keep the optimism going. Keep coming to the meetings. I'm getting a lot more active on the City Limits Facebook page, myself and Bob. So whenever we have updates, we'll try to get it on the Facebook page as quickly as possible. If there are any meetup changes, please make sure you're checking Meetup often because there's something on Meetup that's going to actually change by tonight. So make sure that you're checking Meetup very, very often. Next thing, the Regional Officers Conference is coming up here at the end of the month, February 24th. Myself, Mike, Jackie, Karen, who are also your primary officers, we will be heading up to this Regional Officers Conference. It's basically a conference that hogs holds every year in different locations within the region, and it's basically there to update in regards of hog policies, any type of activities, gives a chance of meet and greet. Hopefully I get a chance to meet this Paul Blotsky. I've been saying a lot, I'm going to put him in a headlock, and I'm like, dude, I need 30 minutes of your time. Because he's very horrible about answering emails.
Yes, he is.
Pierce basically asked him about the chapter number 2 weeks ago, and we finally got an answer today, so that shows you how bad he is with that. So that's going to be up in Wisconsin. We're really looking forward to it. Also, that same weekend, February 24th and February 25th in Milwaukee at the Raves Club Stadium, something like that, auditorium. It's Mama Tried. Yeah, Mama's Tried motorcycle show. I wouldn't say it's a replacement for the International Motorcycle Show, because that has been done. They are no longer doing the International Motorcycle Show at the Stevenson's Convention there in Rosemont. So the closest thing to it is the Mama Tried, and Windy City organization will be up there in Milwaukee to represent the Windy City organization. I want to say tickets are $20 along with parking. They're at 35.
I saw 25. We have 5 in the time slot.
Aha, there you go. So, and they also, parking is separate, so make sure you buy your parking in advance. So that's the closest thing that you're going to get out of a motorcycle show. The World of Wheels will be at the Rosemont Convention Center in March. I don't have the exact date, but Rosemont will also be taking a part in that as well. Kickoff party. We are looking for a kickoff party. We have established a date and a place. We are looking at April 20th, which is a Saturday, at the Red Barn in Mount Prospect. Meetup did say $35. However, we are working close with Dawn. It's a good chance that that price is going to come down. So I'm hoping by next meeting we'll have a more definitive price. That still gives us almost 2 months to get everything prepared for that. So when you see the $35 on Meetup right now, please do not be discouraged. We're trying to get that price down, and Dawn feels very confident that that's going to happen. Also, we are starting to collect dues tonight. We have raised the dues up to $35 for this year. Again, don't be discouraged thinking that now it's always going to be $35. We are just doing that this year just because we really didn't know the future of the chapter. And plus, we've already spent a lot of money on some of the activities that we've done over the winter. So we're just trying to get a little bit more of a cash surplus. Hopefully by this time next year, we will be able to bring those dues back down to where they used to be. So we have a couple of announcements here in regards of some new positions. Obviously, with Rick Case passing, we have an open position for the safety officer, but I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end of the meeting. Right now, unfortunately, Kim had to step down from being the activities officer. She's got some stuff going on, and we want to just try to keep Tim in our hearts and prayers. So the new activities officers are going to be Ava, if you can stand up, so everybody can see you. And I really, stay up for 1 second, I really thought, because Hal and Rhonda did such a great work as activities officer as a team, I really think going forward that this should be a 2-person role. So she was nice enough to also volunteer, which is Chris. So those ladies are working hard on some upcoming events. They already have some things in mind in regards of a bowling night. So again, we'll have more information once things get a little bit more settled. Movie night, unfortunately, I don't think movie night is going to happen this year because it's been suggested that we probably will not be able to use the city limits building, and there just isn't any room at the Rosemont location right now.
Here, we got a screen.
We can discuss it. But again, bowling night, if you guys are interested in a bowling night this year, that looks way promising more than a movie night at the moment. All right, so we're gonna go into some guest speaking right now. I'd just like to ask Julie and Carol, if you ladies want to come up here real quickly. Julie? Carol, we'll have Julie go first.
No problem at all.
So obviously Julie will be talking about Ride for Hope, and then when Julie is done, Carol will be talking about the pediatric brain tumor.
So, real quickly, I have the flyers on the table. Our 9th annual Ride for Hope is on July 14th, and it's at Moretti's again, same price as last year. Somebody mentioned that I don't have a t-shirt on here. Yes, the t-shirt is included if you pre-register. Can't guarantee you'll get one if it's not. We are supported by the Cook County, Kane County, I can never remember those initials.
TIBA. Oh, the EMA.
EMA, Road Docs, we have the llamas and the Punishers, road captains, so we'll be fully escorted. It's going to be a great ride. We have three recipients this year as of right now. So we have time, but just save the date. What's coming before that is our bike blessing on May 4th. It's going to be really exciting. We're going to have that as our kickoff party. We're going to do a blessing with the bikes in the shape of a cancer ribbon again, like last year. There's the picture of it. We want to make it even larger this year, and we want, if you have friends or people who don't ride, they're welcome to come too, because after the blessing and the ribbon, we're going to have a party in the Grove. I don't know if any of you were at one of our first or second Ride for Hopes. We had it there, and it was great, the after party. This is just a kickoff party. There'll be food trucks, a live band, a DJ, the Doodle Dogs, the Ride for Hope Doodle Dogs will be there, Fiona and Harley. You can all meet them and see how big they've gotten. And it's going to be a nice afternoon. No charge for the blessing, no charge to be in the picture. If you want to eat, do raffles, things like that, then, we'll pay for that. But just come on out and please be in the picture because it'll be in the Herald. And it's we have, I think one of the radio stations is coming and the Daily Herald photographer was coming to take a picture. There'll be a drone. Bob posted a video of it from last year. It was really cool. So I hope you all come for that. And thank you.
So Julie, just to confirm, part of the food proceeds is going back to Ride for Hope, right?
50% of the food at the blessing goes back to Ride for Hope, the food and the alcohol. I have the names of the food trucks, and Beerheads is doing the alcohol. So it's going to be really decent food. And yes, 15% goes back to the charity. So we want you to come, get blessed, and eat.
Bless your food too. Bless the food too. I just want to say, first of all, I want to start with whoever put together the pub crawl on Saturday. It was fantastic. What a great time. You guys, if you missed it, well, you missed it. It was really good. So yeah, I do talk about Chicagoland Ride for Kids. It's save the date is until September 14th, Saturday, September 14th. So we got plenty of time to talk about that. But I wanted to get that on the calendars to save the date. But we're going to do some fundraisers just like Julie out ahead of that. And our first one is going to be we're calling it Saint Practice Day. So you're going to practice for St. Patrick's Day on February 17th at O'Hare's in Bartlett. We're going to have, it's 3 to 7. I don't have flyers because I don't have Bob to print stuff for me. But I don't know if you guys can do a meetup information only or no.
We will discuss it.
Okay, but it is at O'Hare's on February 17th, 3 to 7. $10 at the door. We have raffles, we have 50-50, and we have a band, Irish folk band, and we also have Irish dancers.
And we're working on some bagpipers also. So it'll be an Irish kickoff a month before St. Patrick's Day, so you can practice drinking green beer for St. Patrick's Day. And then finally, I'll be selling these tickets between now and Saturday, September 14th. This is $10 will get you a chance to win $1,000 in Amazon gift cards. 2018, I was selling this for someone else and I won. So instead of buying something really amazing, I bought $1,000 worth of stupid shit. I got a mouse pad that looked like a cat's paw. I don't know why I thought that was a good idea. But anyway, be smarter than me. $10 a ticket. We're only selling 500, and we'll be drawing it at the Ride for Kids Day. But you don't have to be present to win. And $10 can get you 1,000, and don't buy stupid shit. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so every year we always tend to sponsor a ride. You know, way back when we were back at home, you know, I started the activity of, you know, trying to help other charities in regards of, you know, just going as a chapter. And it was pretty successful the first couple of years, and then it kind of just died down. But we've always tend to sponsor charity rides. And, you know, we've discussed it being that Julie and Carol are our chapter members. They're the only ones that are doing any type of charity events where they are the leads. These guys, they take on the responsibility of doing these these charity events. And I feel that we've always been family in regards of, you know, helping out each other. We've always come out and support rides for each other, whether they're charity rides or not. So we've discussed it and thought that we can, again, sponsor the Ride for Hope and the Chicagoland Pediatric Brain Tumor Ride that goes on in September. All in favor? Ayes have it. All right, so we'll make sure that these two rides are on the meetup calendar. Thank you. We appreciate you guys lending the support. All right, next on the list. Again, we have some very special guests in the house. We have Top Cats. For those who don't know, Rick Case, we have lost here recently. Wonderful, very kind-hearted soul. Always willing to talk to you, tell you his stories, give you some insight. Always took the time to, you know, talk. And, you know, you don't see a lot of people like that anymore. Top Cats was one of the organizations that Rick co-founded. We are going to have a guest speaker by the name of Wayne Kirkpatrick. He's going to give you all the story. Wayne and Rick were pretty much best friends. When I found out what was going on with Rick, Wayne was nice enough to inform myself and Mike on what was going on. So if you can please help me welcome Wayne Kirkpatrick.
You know, the problem with that is I've got to live up to it.
And for those who don't know Wayne, Wayne is also a member of the City Limits chapter, and hopefully he'll soon be a member of that. Oh, he's got the
Keep going. But I've got to admit, I didn't pay attention to the change your patch info long ago. I asked Ace, what do you want me to talk about? He said, why don't you talk about 5 minutes and sit down? So I'm going to try and live up to that. I'm going to address Rick Case, some of the things many people don't know about Rick. And then you asked me to talk a little bit about the chapter and the history. The legacy this chapter has is unlike anyone else's. I joined in 1994 and been a member since. And yeah, I joined when I was 10. Boy, to see everything this chapter has gone through. I belong to 3 other chapters throughout the nation. No chapter has had to put up with some of the stuff this chapter has. And you guys have all pulled it together. You're still a great functioning chapter. And I think it's all because of the leadership you're fortunate to have like that. Well, back in 1994, some of the old timers here may remember that Bob and Steve, that owned Suburban Harley Davidson, 2 retired police officers, prohibited the Hog Chapter from riding. It's like joining a bowling league without balls. That didn't come out right. You know what I mean? They were allowed to have a St. Patrick's Day party, a holiday party, and there was they could have a bowling night, and that was it. And the dealer was too concerned with the liability. So they met every Wednesday night, not every Wednesday night, first Wednesday night of the month. And the director was, she can go nameless. She stood up and yelled and berated everybody. It was incredible. There were 4 guys that belonged to that chapter that said, we got to start our own riding club here. This is nonsense. Those 4 were Rob Mann, Carl Bender, Mikey Garceau. Does anyone remember Mikey? Mikey used to be called Trikey Mikey. Okay. Trikey Mikey did sewing there. He didn't ride until later on when they built him a trike and he could get his wheelchair up on the trike. But Mikey said, hey, I'm in. I'll help you start a club. So those folks started a club, didn't know what to call it. Virgo was in the business of networking. So he said, let's call this like the top cats of industry. Okay, that gave birth to what we know as Top Cats today. The significance is this chapter started Top Cats. And it was the people out of this chapter that made that happen. Now it goes a little further. Back in the year 2000, there was an individual, retired Marine vet, Tom Lons. Tom Lons wanted to start a chapter of Rolling Thunder up here. It's a good idea. He had to get 20 people, though, to do it before National would give him a charter. So he came to Top Cats. He got 18 people to sign up. He was still short. So he came to a hog meeting and said, I need 3 good men or women, 2 good men or women. Well, he got 3. So this chapter started Top Cats plus this chapter started Rolling Thunder. That's a legacy that no other hog chapter in this area has. And all 3 of those groups are running well today, and it's all because of you guys. Personally, I belong to all 3 of them. Thanks so much for making that happen. Thank you. Oh, absolutely. If you're recording what I'm saying, I'm going to clean it up. I want to talk a little.
Right? Yeah. Exactly.
Talk a little bit about Rick Case. And Rick and I go back about 30 years. There's a psychological concept. It's called a Johari window. It's way over most of our heads. But what it says is, what I think of Ace, and what I know about him, Kevin will have a different view. Hal would have another view. Kitty, a different view. And the Johari concept has these 4 window panes that symbolize, everybody sees a different person in somebody. Well, I'm going to tell you what I knew about Rick Case. And I hope some of it is what you guys knew about him too. I couldn't re-emphasize more what you said, Ace, about just a wonderful, wonderful guy. Now, the Lakota tribe of the Sioux Indians, they say that many people will walk on your trail of life, but only a few will leave their footprints, the prints of their moccasins, on your heart. And so it was with Rick Case. You see, to me, Rick was a man who felt that extra heart tug when the American flag went by. He was a man that stood a little taller when he heard the national anthem. He was a man who wasn't embarrassed when he had tears in his eyes when he heard taps played. He was a proud veteran of our United States Army and a Korean veteran. He was a friend who didn't care. He didn't give a damn if you were a mechanic, a farmer, a brain surgeon, a banker. He never cared if you were Catholic, Protestant, Jewish, if you were rich or poor or anywhere in between. He didn't even care if you rode a Kawasaki. Think of that. He was the kind of guy that was just very, very patriotic. He loved first responders, law enforcement, firefighters, emergency personnel. Now, over 30 years, I never knew Rick to lie. I never knew him, and guys, you understand this, we get together and we tell off-color jokes, and Rick never knew him to do that. He had morals, ethics, values that, boy, we should all follow. I never heard a racist comment out of him. I never heard a biased, prejudicial comment out of him. He was that kind of person. Now, I told you, each of us sees a different person. We see a different Rick. I'll share with you a little bit of his wit. Some of us have fond memories. Some knew him well enough to know his wit. And I'll tell you just two quick stories about him. It was a chilly, chilly Sunday morning in Chicago. Remember I said there was a spin-off group of folks that wanted to get out of the Hog Chapter and start their own. They did a group ride downtown Chicago. It was pretty stupid. It was cold. It was in the morning. Sunrise ride. My recommendation was send the guy down with the camera. We'll meet him at a restaurant for breakfast. No, so we all had to ride down there. And we pulled off into a parking lot. It was an empty parking lot. This guy, well, Rick, at the time, I got to tell you, it's before he got his Harley. He was riding a Honda Shadow. It was an 88, 89, with a broken milk crate on the back, tied on with rope. It really looked hilarious. But Rick hung in there and rode with us. We pulled into that parking lot. This gentleman came out in broken English yelling, "No bikers, no bikers, go, go!" What? Okay, we'll be out of here in a minute. We're just putting on jackets and taking off sunglasses or whatever. Well, it couldn't have been 5 minutes later. Here came 3 Chicago Police Department units. And the biggest guy got out first and said, "Don't move." Well, what the hell is this? And they started laughing. He said, "They told me there was a biker gang down here. They took over the parking lot. That's nothing but a bunch of old guys on garage-kept Harleys." He looked at Rick's poor Honda with a broken milk crate and said, "You're not with these guys, are you?" Rick said, "No, I don't know any of them." It's the only time I've ever heard him in 30 years not tell the truth. But that was our Rick. The other incident happened when Rick and I were riding the Natchez Trail down to New Orleans. And it rained like crazy. We pulled into a gas station under the cover of the little roof there. Stayed dry. And it was raining hard enough to where we want to wait this out, not put rain gear on a ride. There happened to be a bar behind there, behind this little gas station. So we went to that bar. And it was closed. But it was a biker bar. A guy saw us and said, "Yeah, you guys can come on in." We went in and we were talking. Now, what do you do to kill time to wait out a rainstorm? Well, we're waiting and waiting and waiting. And we started discussing morbid stuff. And I think it started with, you know, if we'd been out in that rain and ridden and someone didn't see us, we could have got killed. And that led to burials and headstones. And we're talking about headstones, and both being veterans, the military will dictate what goes on your headstone. But Rick said, "What do you want on your headstone?" I said, I think something cool, like proud to serve, or gave his all. I said, "What do you want on yours?" He said, "I'd like mine to read, vacant." That was Rick's wit. Now, whatever the nature of your relationship was with Rick, we're all fortunate to have had the opportunity to ride the Trail of Life with this guy. And if we could have the same values, morals, and ethics he had, boy, what a far better world this would be. There's a gentleman Rick and I knew of, and I'm sure many of you have heard of him, General George S. Patton III. He said, it's foolish and unwise to mourn the loss of great men. Rather, we should thank God such men live. So it is with Rick Case. Thank you. Oh, that's the other part.
Thank you, Wayne. And again, thank you, Top Cats, for being here and showing your support for Rick Case. So now we are going to have a member of our chapter say a few words in regards of Rick Case.
You know, following Wayne is kind of like being thrown under a bus. He can talk. Yeah, I just, you know, Rick was a great guy, and I don't know how close many of you newer people were with him. He had a lot of health issues at the end. He wasn't riding with us, unfortunately, but he was so much part of the chapter with the safety, bringing in the Top Cats for the training for the road captains. Our road captain's manual, Rick brought that in for us. With the safety videos, he's like, well, people don't like just have me stand up here and talk. So how about if we do videos? At least it'll be more interesting. That was Rick. If you ever had a chance to sit and talk with him, he's just a nice man. And it was really nice to know him. And he touched so much of our chapter that behind the scenes that a lot of people didn't know about. The black bandana, when one of our members passed, that was from Rick. He brought that tradition into our chapter. We run a black bandana on our handlebars, on our bike, in memory of them, to remember them. When the next person passes, Rick has passed, we'll collect those bandanas and come in our memorial ride. We'll distribute, either spread the ashes to the wind, we'll find some way to honor Rick with that. Put the new black bandana on your bike and ride, and that's him riding with us. He also brought in the last rev. That also came from Rick. And for you that's not familiar with it, when one of our members passed, we'll go to the service. As a group, 3 revs. Wyatt, followed by 3 revs from the sweep or a representative announcing to heaven that one of our bikers is coming. That all came from Rick. So remember him. Remember everybody that goes with us. And it's just a shame he wasn't around longer, because he was a wonderful man.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Wayne. At this time, I would like to have everybody stand up. Gentlemen, please remove your hats and let us offer a moment of silence on behalf of Rick Case. Thank you. Please be seated. I'd like to thank Bob. Bob had a wonderful task in regards of trying to get all of these images of Rick Case. Provided a wonderful slideshow for us. So again, Bob does excellent work. So thank you, Bob. Appreciate it. So Mike did briefly talk about a memorial ride / last rev. Gene, who is the president of the Top Cats, if you can wave. He's back there in the corner. So it turned out that the Top Cats, they do a memorial ride every year that was actually led by Rick Case. So we are going to piggyback on their ride, and we will participate with their memorial ride, and they are going to participate in our last rev in memory of Rick Case. Kevin, that is going to be on June 8th. which will be a Saturday. We'll most likely come up with some sort of ride, and then we're going to end up somewhere in Lake Zurich where Rick lived, and then we will have a kind of a little semi-memorial service again for him with a last rev, and again probably a few more words. So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. So June 8th, which is a Saturday, Rick Case Memorial Ride along with Last Rev with the Top Cats. That comes to the next order of business. So of course now we have a vacancy in regards of a safety officer. We really don't want this position to go vacant for too long with riding season right around the corner. We do have a gentleman that is already willing to step up and take it over, but we still need to offer it to the rest of the chapter. Would anybody be interested in taking over the safety officer role? Going once. Going twice with the crickets. All right. So, I only had one person in mind in regards of replacing Rick Case. He taught our grass class last year along with Gene. For those who don't know grass class, I will let this gentleman come up and talk a little bit about grass class, but we tend to do it every year for those, if there's any type of new road captains. It is a safety course. This safety course was also brought to our attention by Rick Case. It's a great course. I took this, maybe I took this about first time 8 years ago. We were fancy then. We were like up in some office building, and Wayne taught it. Had donuts. We didn't have donuts the last time. But it's a great class. And then for those who have not taken it and are willing to take it, I'll let this gentleman tell you when those next dates are available. We pretty much don't have any new road captains. So we probably most likely will not be having a grass class this year because all of our current road captains took it last year. So they said you probably do it like every other year or every 2-3 years down the road. This gentleman is Michael Bradbury. So Michael, if you want to come on up. Again, we met Michael last year. He was our teacher for the grass class. He's currently with Top Cats. And he's like, you know what? I'm looking for a new chapter to ride with. And he decided to join our chapter last year. So he's been a member with us for a year now. So again, I don't want to diss anybody who was kind of thinking about it, but I really didn't have anybody else in mind because I knew what he brought to the table. And he knows what kind of shoes he has to fill. But, for a person with this type of caliber, again, I really didn't think of anybody else. So for all those in favor that would like to vote Michael Bradbury in as your new safety officer, show of hands. Hey! All right, pretty much unanimous. Welcome to the club. So if you want to tell them a little bit about grass class and then just let them know what you bring to the table.
So before I mention grass, I just want to say that when I presented and the rest of our road captains, our senior road captains presented the grass class last year, one thing really impressed me about the group that came from city limits, and that was your enthusiasm and your excitement about learning about safety. The people that attended, and it was a large group, I think it was like 20, 22 people, just really impressed me, and I said, that sounds like a neat organization. So I came here, I joined, and you guys, are great to talk with. Anybody who hasn't met me yet, please come and meet me. I'd love to talk to you, learn what you ride. I'm sure I'll talk about my bike. I do that automatically anyways. But so, the group riding and safety seminar is Top Cat's way of trying to share what we learned about safety. We don't, tell you how to ride. We tell you how we ride. And the same concept is true with city limits. We all do better if we ride a little more safely. And I don't ever want to see anyone get hurt riding that's around me. That's just my motto, my philosophy. We have a lot of you, we meaning me, You know, and I've already started working on that. I think we all can ride as safe as possible when we train, when we learn some of the concepts, you know, that help us ride safer. And I always think of myself as in a constant state of improvement, right? Continual improvement. That, you know, I talk in production terms, but, you know, that's my job. But I'm really excited about having a chance to fill this role. I love to be involved. Please come see me, share your thoughts about safety, share anything you want about riding, because that's what I do. And I love to do it with you guys, and I'm looking forward to it.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so continuing on with the tradition, Bob does have a safety video for you guys tonight. It's about 6 minutes long. So we're going to go ahead and...
The vehicle that has the most lug nuts wins. So you need to watch when you buy those semis. So, thanks, Wayne. I'm taking my vote back.
No kidding.
All right, so we got 4 $25 Emmett gift cards. So the first one will be for the attendance. Has everybody signed in? Juan, if you signed in, come on up and sign in. This is what you get for being late.
What you trying to do, hide in the corner?
That ain't gonna work.
All right, and the lucky winner for a $25 gift card goes to Mr. Jerry Jenkins. 50-50? 105? 110? Take it from there, right?
I'm sorry, I got a lot.
If you can take the 50-50.
I'd like to thank him.
All right, tonight's 50-50 was $110 to the winner. All right. It's a white ticket. All right. 761 869. 761 869.
Maybe Don Peterson came right in.
The dude called it before he called it.
I know I had the cylinders flooded.
These 800.
Somebody left their glasses up here when they were registering.
Can't see their eyes. Ironic.
Yes, there is. All right, next one for a $25 Emmett's gift card. Davison New Edition by Hugo Wilson. And the lucky winner for this is 760 610. 760 610. Got it. You can pick out a ticket, please.
JC, you can donate it to one of the charities if you don't want it.
All right, next one is another book, The Custom Harley by John Carroll. This goes to 761 667. 761 667. All right.
Okay, so now I'm gonna stay home tonight.
All right, well, thank you very much.
I need the ticket.
6. It's in the stream.
We don't trust anybody.
Nope.
6, 6, 7.
6, 7.
There you go.
No, I had it in a series.
This is the one where you.
Pull it again.
see it in the
No. You pick out of this one.
Oh.
These are the winning tickets.
We got rules in this chapter.
I know, I gotta learn.
Thank you,
It's a
sir.
fast moving club, gotta pay attention.
I know, I gotta keep up.
All right, next one from Kevin is this really nice tote bag. A Harley Davidson tote bag. Hopefully there's none of his underwear in here. All right, the smell is new, so I think we'll be all right.
We appreciate you taking that out.
Lucky winner for this one is 760-525. 760-525. 760-525. Mr. Chris? All right. There you are, sir. And pick a ticket. Told you, man, we got a lot of stuff to give away tonight. All right, now to the lottery tickets. Got your usual $2 tickets here.
We're not drunk.
I feel like I'm at the Oscars. I can't get up there.
That's what happens when the non-actors are all the way in the back.
Mr. Director, I do have something to mention.
We'll do that after we do the gift cards.
I just want to know I had 602.
Time's out.
Pick that one.
First of all, I would like. Okay.
We're out of time. Gotta start the music.
Yeah, the music starts.
All right, next one, 761.
Oh, let me turn around.
761 854. 761 854. There we go. Top Cats winner. All right. Top Cats winner. All right, let's make sure you do this right and don't screw it up like Mike did. I get the winning ticket. You got it? You get that.
Thank you.
And then you pick the next one. All right, last lottery ticket. If you didn't win, blame him.
What's your name?
761 846. 761 846. All right.
Hey, first meeting, they've never won anything.
Who did?
That Rabel didn't win anything tonight.
Yeah, they did. Jerry won. Jerry won. Julie won, and Ava won. This one here, though, I think it's rigged. There you go. Nope. 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 All right, folks. So, the dealership finally came through with your $250 gift card. So, Mike will be picking that winner. So, if you don't win,
The blue card.
Blue card draw.
So, for those who don't know about the blue card drawings, you got to make sure that when all of your blue cards are filled out, myself, Mike, or any of the officers get that blue card back. Make sure your name is on the back of your card. So, because we do this drawing at the end of every year. It used to be a jacket. Now they don't want to do the jacket anymore, so you get a $250 gift card. So something's better than nothing. And the lucky winner goes to...
My name's in here. I'm not feeling comfortable about it.
You know what? Let Bob pick.
Let the bartender. Let the bartender.
Uncle Bob.
Let the bar. Yeah, he was like, I don't want the pressure.
around in there, grab one.
I don't want the pressure.
For tips, come on.
Around.
Are you shitting me? She can't even walk to get up to it.
Mike? No, thank God.
to it.
Now remember, everybody, we're into 2024. Keep those blue cards coming for next year.
All right, so Karen's got something real quick, and then we'll do a very, very quick Q&A so we can try to get out of here. So, Karen?
Okay, I don't know how many of you are on our Facebook, whatever it's called, but Chalupa down in Florida had an accident and messed up his leg. So you might want to send him, hope you get better soon, kind of thing. He's going to be out of riding season for a while.
And for those who haven't been keeping up with the news, 2 motorcyclists passed away due to accidents within the past couple weeks. You know, the stories never tell you who's at fault, but you know, the weather has been very, very kind to us this February. So, you know, again, just make sure you guys are doing everything that you can to keep yourself safe. You know, going slow, you know, waiting for your tires to warm up. You guys are thinking that the ground is warmer than it actually is, but it really isn't. So, you know, ride enough, long enough to the point where your tires are warm up to get that grip. And plus, you know, the people that are driving cages are not looking for you. They're really not. You know, it's February. They're not expecting motorcycles out on the road. You know, it's supposed to be close to 60 degrees tomorrow in some areas.
I saw somebody yesterday.
Yeah.
But Chalupa was going through a roundabout, and he's not sure, but his back tire just went out. So he's not sure if he hit like antifreeze or an oil spot or whatever, but his back end just flew out from underneath him. So just be aware when we start riding again. And I do have a sign-up sheet for Rick Case memorial patches. They'll be designed just like all the other ones. So it'll just be a bar patch. If you can pay tonight, well, don't pay tonight because I don't know what it's going to cost. Depends on how many patches we order on how much it's going to cost per patch. So it'll be anywhere between probably $5 to $7 per patch. But please sign up on the sheet so I know how many to order, and then I'll just order just a few more so that we have it for people that didn't make it tonight. But I'll have it out here by the sign-in sheet.
The sign-in sheet's over here.
Okay, out here.
Okay. All right, so does anybody have any questions? So you guys understand what's going on with the Chicago chapter. Again, sleep on the fact about changing your rockers. To me, I just feel that it's only the minimum thing that we can do in regards of having us being taken on by a new chapter. Yes, ma'am.
So is the dealer expecting you to start a lot of rides from their location?
The dealer is aware. We'll have more conversation about that on the 17th. But the dealer is aware that if we are going to do any rides out north, we're going to continue on leaving from Palatine. If we do any rides out south or west, we will most likely be leaving from Rosemont. So, plus, there's going to be at least one bike night a month there at Rosemont.
Yeah, because there's nowhere to park there.
There is.
And every time I go there, I get lost in the loop. I go
We are going to, oh, I totally forgot about that. Thank you. I totally forgot.
I'm always going the wrong way on a one-way street.
So, after we have our meeting on the 17th, sometime in April, either mid or late April, the whole chapter is going to have a meet and greet there at the dealership. And at that time, we are going to schedule a spot where we can all meet together and leave together and show you how to get in to the facility. Because there is a way, there's only one way to get in. Multiple ways to get out, but there's only one way to get in. And it is off Bryn Mawr. Do not think that it's off Balmoral, because it's not. I mean, you can, but it's extremely unsafe. The safest way to do it is get in off of Balmoral and actually go through the garage. Bryn Mawr, thank you, sorry.
Can I go River Road first?
Off of River Road, yes. So, and then you'll go through the garage like you're still heading straight as you're going into the outlet stores, but there's a little indentation where it says, to the Aloft Hotel. And that's the right turn that you make. It'll take you directly to the dealer.
They
So,
do have some parking by the building.
yeah.
So if you want to go in there prior, there is parking by the building.
Yes, there will
Probably
be,
have 30
Yeah, but
cars,
don't we
they have
get
30
there?
cars.
there'll be, all the parking will be in the front of the store, along the side of the store, and there's motorcycle parking behind the store. So there's enough spots for at least 50 to 70 bikes, I assure you.
No car.
Thursday nights when they have the bands up there, is it possible for them to like put a section for chapter members?
We're working on that. I don't want to get ahead of myself because there are things in motion that Pierce and I have already talked about. You know, we talked about picnic tables and umbrellas on the side of the building, having a cigar, bourbon night type of ordeal. So there's some things in motion. I just can't confirm nor deny that we are going to be doing stuff like that. Hold on, Chris?
They talked to the village about putting a sign, when you go through that parking lot, when you come off the river and you make that right turn going through, did they talk to the village about?
There
putting a
is,
sign about
Pierce is
arrow?
working on a small lit sign outside the parking lot. But again, yeah, you're right, it's gotta be all approved by the village.
Right.
And the plaza itself. So there's two different people that he's gotta go through.
We're saying something about 1917.
February.
That's for the officers.
We had talked about different road captains taking small groups from Alley 64, like during the week, and maybe in the evening or during the day,
Yep.
and on the weekends, like real short, not big, huge rides, but just
Yep.
so everybody can have more experience going down there.
Yep.
So there will be a number of opportunities for everybody to practice.
And all that will be on Meetup.
Yeah.
And I totally forgot. Terribly sorry, Kevin. I forgot. So real quick, there will be some road captain information here real quickly, so I'll let Kevin talk to you about that.
Okay. Just two things. We had to reschedule. We had to reschedule the right calendar meeting because of scheduling conflicts at LE 64, which is where we're going to meet. So the new date and the right captains will all get an email as relates to that with an updated calendar that includes some of the new rides that we're now scheduling. The new date will be February 25th. It's a Sunday, 11 o'clock. They'll take it an hour at most. And on April 20th, that's our road captain ride, where we'll just do some practice rides or whatever. That'll be about an hour and a half.
Still on the 20th?
Pardon me?
Still on the 20th?
Still on the 20th, yeah.
Got a kickoff party.
Yep, we know, but that's gonna be early in the morning.
So you can go home, take a shower, and go to the party.
Shouldn't conflict anything.
Is that alley too?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's it, thank you very much.
So again, as Jackie was saying, there are going to be a couple of dates that we are going to have. You know, we'll most likely maybe put it on Meetup, and maybe we can do a dinner ride because there are a couple restaurants inside the Rosemont Plaza there where we can meet at Alley 64, ride to Rosemont, have dinner there, and kind of make it a blue card event. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Gene.
I just want to thank you guys for having us out tonight.
That's not a question.
That's not a question. I'll get to the question.
Would it be okay if you thank you?
Yeah. It would be okay. Thank you.
Yeah, it's like Jeopardy.
I just wanted to say thank you for having us out. We really appreciate it. Sharing in Rick's honor. You know, we really miss the guy. And we look forward to riding with you guys in June. Great.
Welcome anytime.
Anything else?
I got one thing.
Oh.
One thing. Okay, ladies know that I do a once a month LOH dinner. This month's dinner is going to be the 21st at Moretti's in Schaumburg and
Bartlett.
Bartlett. All right, okay, it's Bartlett. Sorry. And gentlemen, you are encouraged to come. So
You don't have to wear pink at this one.
you have to wear teal. You have to wear teal. It's a dime to donate for Ride for Hope. So 15% of all our food and drink is. Can't you hear me?
Yeah.
Am I loud enough? No. That's all right. They just repeat me if they can't hear me. Okay. 15%. There we go. Thank you, Kim. And then every dollar, there's a drink they call a teal teeny. Every dollar from that drink goes back to Right for Hope. Like $1 from that drink. So it's like a $10 drink. So drink a lot. I don't know.
I think it's a $5.
It's a foul. I know. I'm just messing.
15% of the food goes back.
Yeah, 15% of the food. All right.
But the best part of that night, after the dinner, they do a bingo night.
Oh, that's right.
So they do a bingo night, and I guess they do some really, really great prizes, and there's usually only 4 people.
Yeah, it's bar bingo and if nobody goes, so our chances are gonna be phenomenal.
Yeah. So
And it's free. Bar
So
bingo's
Top
free.
Cats, come join us. You know, you'll have a great time. We're a fun group.
All right, anything
That's all I
else?
got.
See me for tickets.
See Carol for tickets. Anything else?
Hey,
Mike?
I got white cards.
Real quick, remember everybody, we had a rough time the last summer and fall. Everybody come out, just enjoy doing our rides, do our activities. If you have a friend, if you have an acquaintance, they can come ride with us. They don't have to be a member. So, everybody come out. We're out riding and having fun. Let's grow this thing.
All right, folks, thank you so much for coming out. We appreciate you as always. How do we do on the sign-up for the?
Yeah, anybody that's paid, have to come get their tickets.
All right, for those who paid, make sure you pick up your white cards on the way out.